introduce your teammate.
Hi, this is Ezra Frech, recently crowned world champion and world record holder.
This is Nick Mayhugh, a fellow teammate and friend, but he is the 3-time gold medalist from the Tokyo 2020 Paralympic Games and 3-time world record holder.
That is incredible. And so for people that don't know you, what is your sport?
So we run Paralympic track and field. I run the 100, 200, and the 400.
And I compete in the high jump, long jump, and the 100 meters.
And so one of the things that people always ask me, I'm a writer, and people say, how do you keep writing every day? And I think as an athlete and a champion, it's even harder to stay motivated. So what is something that you could let people know, like what's a strategy you use that they might be able to take advantage of when the going gets tough and they want to keep training?
For me personally, it's setting incremental goals. So whether it be weekly, daily, monthly, or yearly, I always set incremental goals that, when I hit that, it makes me feel good. It gives me, and then I reward myself. Or, I tell my family, and they tell me that they're proud of me, and they just give me that little bit of motivation to keep going. And for instance, coming off of Tokyo and doing as well as I did, I'm very proud of what I did. But I haven't won a single medal in Paris. And, I sat back and looked at my mom and I said, what do I do now? And she said, do it again. And that's all I needed.
As well, I think incremental goals are extremely important, and I agree. I think for myself as well, another way that I like to keep myself motivated is, as well as setting those incremental goals, I set super audacious, unrealistic, people say impossible goals, really far-fetched dreams, and I put it out there, something that might be unrealistic, might be too audacious, but something that's so big that it keeps me motivated all the time. I know to accomplish this dream that is unbelievably hard, I need to sacrifice a lot, I need to keep working, because it's so daunting, because it's so big. So set those incremental goals, and then also have your vision set for something really big to keep you pushing all along.
Okay, so my goals, my book's coming out next month, and I want to be on the New York Times bestsellers list. Now,
Exactly.
Oprah hasn't called me today, but maybe tomorrow. So what's your big goal?
My big goal is that when the games come to LA in 2028, I plan on winning the Triple Crown, which is a gold in the high jump, gold in the long jump, and a gold in the 100 meter, and it's never been done before in the history of Olympic or Paralympic track and field, and that's my plan.
Oh my goodness, well I am going to be there watching you.
Hold me to it.
I can't wait to see you get all those medals. And what about you? Do you have a big goal that's in your head?
My big goal is more for the community. I want to leave the sport of track and field better than I found it. I'm a little late to the game. I was introduced to the Paralympics in 2019 in track and field. So, I came in at a kind of weird time right before COVID, had to learn a completely new sport. And, there were some things that I wanted to change. And, we've taken steps in the right direction. So as long as after I retire, whether that be LA or, 2032 in Australia, we don't know. But I'm hoping to leave the sport better than I came in and found it, but also have just an array of medals and records to go along with.
Hi, I'm Lizzie Smith. I'm from Indiana originally, currently training in Austin, Texas, and I'm a Paralympic swimmer.
And when did you discover that this was one of your dreams, to be a Paralympian?
Well, I grew up club swimming. I had no idea what the Paralympics were until 2008. I was watching the Beijing Olympics, and I was watching Phelps go on a tear. I was watching Dara Torres, and then I flipped the channel and saw a Disney Channel segment called Check This Kid Out, and it was with a girl swimming with no legs, talking about how she's getting ready to compete in Beijing. And that blew my mind that someone who was missing a limb like me was going to go swim in the same pool as Michael Phelps. So I jumped on the internet and learned everything I possibly could about the Paralympics, and then I was looking up American records and what it took to be a Paralympian. So when I was 11 years old, that's when I decided I will do anything to be a Paralympian. Correct. I competed in Rio in 2016, Tokyo in 2020, and hopefully I'll get a chance to compete in Paris in 2024. But our process for making a Paralympic teams is pretty similar to the Olympics, where we have a trials event, and for us that'll be the end of June next summer. The dates are June 27th to June 29th. And at the end of that competition, based off of how we perform there, we find out if we earned a spot for Paris or not.
Oh my goodness, so you just have to work and train every day and hope that you'll be in the group that gets selected.
The nature of the sport, you do pour everything into it with no guarantee on what the outcome's going to be, but that's where you have to have a lot of faith as an athlete. You just have to put yourself out there and really hope for the best. And with a lot of training and that hope, a lot of really, really cool things happen, and a lot of really cool things have happened to me, and it's an incredible journey that I get to live.
So one thing I always hear, I have a book coming out and people say, how did you keep going? How did you finish the book? Now, as an athlete, you have to train even when you don't feel like it. So what could you recommend to people that's a strategy you use when you keep training, when you're like, you know what, today I do not want to get back in the pool?
So staying in it as an athlete on the days when it sounds truly terrible to wake up at 5 a.m. and jump into a cold pool, that's when it's super important that you have your goals lined up. So instead of thinking about that immediate moment of how awful the cold pool sounds, then you kind of transport yourself into how good is it going to feel to dive into the pool in a race, know I'm fully prepared. How good is it going to feel to be on the podium? And then that's kind of worth the 5 a.m. wake up call.
What helps you every day get back into the pool?
I think for me, a big inspiration is my teammates. I train for my college team at Rice, and my teammates push me every day to be a better swimmer and a better person. And when I'm not feeling like diving into the cold pool some days, they really motivate me to do it.
That's so great, and I don't think people have any idea how much training it is. Are you training every single day?
Yeah, every day but Sunday.
And are you training more than once in a day?
Yeah, I swim twice a day, 2 days a week, and then I also lift 3 days a week. So it ends up being a lot of training.
A lot of training. And you said you're on the college team, so you're also going to school?
Yeah, I just graduated in May.
Oh my goodness, a silver medal and a college graduate.
Yeah.
That's very exciting. And so if someone wanted to learn more about the Para Games, where's the best place to learn about what's going on here?
I think just going to the Team USA website or the Paralympics website, or just checking us out on Instagram. I feel like just following as many athletes and accounts as you can to stay updated.
So when people want to follow you for inspiration, where do they find you on
You
Instagram?
can find me on Instagram at ALET19, ALETT19.
All right, well, we wish you all the best in your training, and we hope to see you with many more medals.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.